Welcome back to my journey of decluttering my entire house one room at a time until everything feels better again. Today's video, I'm going to be cleaning, resetting the house, as well as restocking it, doing some organizing, and of course doing a deep declutter up in our spare room, which was just filled with years worth of clothes from our 3 girls. I've got so much motivation for you guys, whether you're just cleaning or we're doing a declutter together. Grab a snack, sit back, and let's get going. All right, we are starting off here on a Sunday. The big girls are helping me bring the groceries in. I had about 40 minutes to run to the store and grab what I needed before Nick had to run out. So I'm back now. He just left. The baby's napping. I'm on a bit of a timer. And these are just groceries to restock and set us up for the week. So these are a few items that I was missing for dinner preps or the things that we go through every week, like a lot of fruit. I will typically grab those things from Kroger or Aldi. We actually just signed up and got a Costco membership. So a couple weeks ago, I did a haul, which included all of our meats and a lot of bulk snacks. So these are just those things we were out of or run through every week. So we're trying to unload this as quick as possible because Britton's gonna wake up anytime. The girls were super hungry, so they're excited to see all of the random things. And normally I like to do this on my own because I like to take my time, wash the fruit, prep it for the week. Didn't have that luxury today, so we are getting all that stuff put away in the fridge, in the pantry, wherever it goes. And then later tonight, probably I'll come back and like wash the apples and all that stuff. So that way during the week, it's a quick and easy grab. So mom of 3 here, which means I love grocery pickup, grocery delivery. I'm living off of it. Today I had to run in a tiny little time frame and I forgot any kind of tote. So I got to refill my plastic bag supply over here, which works out because I was out. And that's what I use in all of our trash cans and so many different random things around the house. We're still good on time. Baby's still sleeping. I've got the big girls set up with their lunch so I can put this all away. Normally I'll start setting the fruit, like started washing while I put this away. But like I said, I don't have time to do all that today. Sorting it all out, putting the freezer stuff away first. There was a buy 2 get 1 free on the Eggos. So we're trying some new things because our mornings are getting more and more rushed. If you missed me deep cleaning out our freezer, which was absolutely disgusting, there was like frozen peas stuck on all of everything. That video is over on TikTok and Instagram. So we had some space in the freezer now. We can actually put things in there and use it. Very satisfying clean. But I'm going to restock this little snack area / cheese drawer, the Midwest cheese drawer up here. And I found a few things in there that were very much expired and moldy. Love that for us. Onto the pantry, and as I'm putting things away, I'm noticing the things that I did not note for the Kroger list that I'm already gonna have to put on the next list, but what can you do? Also, I went through the pantry recently. If you haven't done that, it will change your life. Definitely encourage you to do that. I grabbed this set of muffins. The girls love muffins. So I thought we would have a muffin Monday, just an easy start to the week. And I like this little area over here. I keep our fruit and our veggies that don't really go in the fridge. So these are things that the girls can grab and snack from throughout the day. In my last video, I went through everything in our kitchen cabinets and got rid of things, decluttered, and did a reorganization. So I'm still getting used to the kitchen, which everything's in the spot that it should be, and it makes sense for those things now. But my brain has gotten used to them in the random spots that they were before. So I'm still adjusting a little bit. We are not always the most organized fridge, but we are ready for Monday morning. We got veggies, fruits, easy grabs, and stuff for lunches. Whew, we rushed through that. All that left is put these things that go out in the garage. The big girls finished up their lunches and they are up there chatting with Britton, who just woke up. So that timing was very perfect. We have a garage fridge for like extra drinks and extra leftovers. Okay, Britty Girl is up and ready for her lunch. She's FaceTiming with Grammy as she is gonna get some of these cucumbers, which she's so excited about. She says cucumbers in the cutest way possible. She calls them cumacumbers. And we were out, well, I had one that was moldy, one that we didn't get to, and she kept asking about it, and I kept saying, oh, this one's yucky. So I put all these cucumbers in there and I pulled them out. She goes, oh, yucky cumacumbers. And I was like, no, these are good, they're ready. And had to convince her that these are gonna be a good lunch snack. And so she's hanging out talking to Grammy. She didn't get to see her because she wasn't feeling great today. Britty, that is. She had a little bit of a fever. I'm going to restock the trash bags down here. These are the things that I use, trash bags around the house. I've got special trash bags that go in our trash can now, which are a little bit bigger. But I do find myself in my decluttering using these trash bags a lot. So I went through a bunch of those recently. And now onto the dishes. So I'm usually working on the dishes while the girls are eating. They eat at the counter a lot and I'm just chatting with them and doing dishes. I feel like that's what most of my life consists of. So it's Sunday. We're coming off of the end of a little bit of a fun week for us. It was a very cold week, but a fun one. This was the week where all the storms were going across the country, and we had some very, very low and negative temperatures here, and we had a few inches of snow as well. It was also the week that Nick was gone in Cincinnati, and he was gone, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, so it was just the girls and I, and every time he leaves, we make it a point to do like fun girls stuff. So we had a big girls night, and we do pizza and a movie. We eat in the living room. I'll usually push the couches together and I'll get some special snacks. So the girls and I did that. We voted on a movie. We ended up watching Sky High, but the short list included High School Musical, Enchanted, and Wish, which we all had different votes. So we ended up writing them down and letting Britton pick a movie out of the bowl. But that was a good time. Of course, all that snow happened. Emerson ended up with, I think she had two-hour delays this week, and now I can't remember because everything's a little blurry, but there was one day that she had a 2-hour delay, and I know it snowed a lot. I had the girls, and I was so on top of it. I felt like I was so on top of it, at least, and I got everybody ready. I got them out the door. I'm doing the math on when we had to get up and out to the bus stop with the 2-hour delay, and for whatever reason, I'm like rushing everybody because I thought, the bus is about to be here. I'm like, Emerson, we got to go. I thought we slept in too late or we just chilled out in the morning too long. And I'm shoveling the driveway, giving her a little path down to the bus. And we're waiting there. And I'm like, where's the bus? The bus is not here. I look at the app because we have one that tracks where the bus is now. And the bus is still at the transportation center. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm an hour early. The bus is not here because we still have a whole other hour of this 2-hour delay. So now I felt really bad because Emerson was actually asleep for the first time ever. She is not one to sleep in. I ended up waking her up and rushing us, and we had a whole other hour. So then I felt terrible, but she got to go inside and watch the show, so she was over it pretty quick. And I think that I did the math from when we normally wake up, and I did 2 hours from then. I don't know, guys. I'm just losing my mind. But here we are. We're going to get this house restocked. This is our little paper towel dispenser in the kitchen, which I love because it holds paper towels. You can rip the paper towels off because it has a little arm bar on there. But also, if you push down on the little top piece right there, that is the spray, the counter spray that is stored inside of there. Such a nifty little appliance. Will make a great housewarming gift if you have it for friends. I got one for my brother for Christmas because they just moved. But I love that, and I will link it down below. We've almost got a clean kitchen. The last thing I do in here always is the floors, because I wipe all the crumbs onto the counter, off to the floor from the counter, because I love my wet dry vacuum and it can do everything. And I normally use it every day, but the last couple days I've been neglecting the floors. So we've got the snow sludge that has come through here, just randomness down on the floor. We're gonna give that a nice clean and shine so that we feel so much better in the house. Because our floors are so light, I feel like you can't really see how gross it can be on camera. So just have to trust and believe me that the floors get really gross. There's always dog hair, there's always crumbs, but this winterness usually adds in a fun extra layer. And this is my first year having a wet dry mop through the winter season. It is a lifesaver. Such a quick and easy way to clean up the floor if you've got that salt from outside all over it, or if you've got puppy prints, or just kid footprints, any footprints. Somebody actually walked right back through the kitchen with shoes on after I did this. Luckily, this thing is so easy to grab, and then when you put it back onto its charger, it will wash and dry itself. Then you're just in charge of emptying and cleaning the tank. Editing this video now, I'm realizing how dusty my vacuum actually is. So maybe in the next video, I will do a how to clean your cleaning tools, because every once in a while, probably once a month, I will take this thing apart and do more of a deep clean on it, but it does a really good job of cleaning itself. I'm gonna pick up this little area over here. This is the area where we walk in from the garage. It's our drop zone, so it's usually the messiest. Collects all the leaves and things, the coats that forget to be put on the hook. One of the things I love about our house is how we converted the formal dining room into a playroom. It's so handy to have that right there by the kitchen, because Britton can play in there. I can hear her, or I can just peek in and I can see her. It gives a place for all of the girls, like the toy clutter downstairs, to live, which makes cleaning up at the end of the day quite simple, because everything has a place. That's why I'm able to clean up so quickly. That's what she's doing while I'm cleaning the floors over here. She actually loves mops, so she's standing there talking about the mop with me, and she went around and she found this bowl on the floor, so she's going, "Here you go, mama, here you go," and she gave that to me to put in the sink. This little area behind the trash can is always the grossest. But as I was cleaning off the floors, I noticed this little spot in the corner of the kitchen, and I want to know how there's food on it. Like, this is not a spot in the kitchen where there should be food. The dog hair I get, but that food had to be stuck on there for a while because I had to scrub it with this scrub mommy. I just used the pink stuff and the scrub mommy on that, and it came off pretty easily. But getting down there on the kitchen floor made me notice the cabinets, and I'm one to get distracted easily while cleaning. I thought it was done here in the kitchen, but I started to see all of the drips that were on the cabinets, which is weird because I did this a week ago, and I did this a couple days ago, and I feel like one meal was cooked in here and everything had a drip on it. I don't know, but I am just taking the pink stuff to the cabinets. Is usually what I like to use to clean them because it leaves a good smell, but I find that it gets off anything that is greasy, grimy, a lot better than if I just used a multi-purpose spray. So Britton really wanted to help spray. She got a little cleaning kit for Christmas that came with a spray bottle. So she's been spraying her water everywhere and wiping it off with the rag. She saw this one, which was a little harder for her to squeeze, but she was still so excited to try and spray that on there with me. So she's got a rag. She's cleaning as we go. She's just hanging out with me for most of the day, and you'll see that in the rest of the video. And then I noticed the oven over here, which was getting dusty and dirty. And I saw somebody on TikTok recently use the pink stuff to clean the oven. Normally I will use like a glass cleaner on the front here. But I thought I would just try this out and see if it also was streak free. And so far, so good. Looks like it got everything pretty well. And even the stainless steel part, which for the stainless steel part, I will use Sprayway stainless steel and kind of buff that in. And I find that works the best on our dishwasher and on our fridge. So I'll use it for the little stainless steel strip here on the oven as well. But like I said, the oven had some grime on it. And if anything has more of grime, I like to go over it with the pink stuff before the stainless steel. So I'm giving the floors another go around with the mop there just because of the spray that Britton kind of let go in the kitchen. Moving along to the rest of the house now, doing a little Sunday reset. So everything is back in order for the week. And the girls are doing a little bit of light coloring here at the table. At this point, they were playing babies upstairs, but Britt's still hanging out for the clean. And you can't really see it on the camera, but there's a good amount of crayon on the table. Britt likes to go a little crazy, and this table has been very easy to clean off so far. So I kind of just let her do that, and then I'll do a little wipe down at the end of the day. I had the big girls take on the playroom area while I went in the laundry room and kind of cleaned up some of the things that had been chilling in there. And then I think I had a load in the dryer from the night before of all of Britton's stuff. Honestly, now I'm looking back, I wish I would have done the laundry on this day too, but I just didn't get to it because now it's Monday and I've got a bunch of stuff to fold. But on Monday, the big girls are gone. Emmy's got school, Charlie's got part day school, and Britton's with my mom on Mondays. So usually that means I can do laundry and listen to a podcast. However, one of the girls woke up and apparently had no clean underwear, so that is my task for today. Heading upstairs with the laundry. I'm going to bring my little buddy along because she did not want to hang out with dad because apparently mom's the coolest ever. And I'm going to give her a little lesson in cleaning up her room. A little hack for you guys, if you're struggling with keeping areas clean, my biggest suggestion is to make sure that you keep the cleaning supplies in that room that you need to clean with, because if you see them there and it's easy for you to access, you are so much more likely to clean that area. So just recently I started putting the disinfecting wipes in Britton's room. That way I can grab one and go over this diaper area really quickly. Pretty much anytime that I think of it, anytime I'm in here, and it gets done much more often. I also decided to keep trash bags in this room. I used to just keep them downstairs, and it was so I would just have a hard time going and getting the trash bag, coming up here, emptying out the trash can, and it obviously needs to happen a lot. So I just realized a little life hack for myself: if you have ADHD or you just struggle in general with keeping things clean, just keep your supplies or just an extra set of supplies in each little area that tends to get the dirtiest, if that's possible for you. So I'm putting away Britton's laundry in here. She really wanted to leave at this point, but I needed to keep an eye on her. So I had to redirect her and bring her back in the room, which she wasn't super excited about. But she's over there reading a book on her chair, and then she's going to help me pick up some of her toys in here. And for a 1-year-old, she's pretty great about cleaning up her stuff. speaking of my 1-year-old, it's crazy to think she's actually almost 2 and it's been 2 years. I remember posting a video right after she was born of cleaning with her, and I was wearing her most of the time. And now here she is cleaning alongside me, and I feel like I just posted that video. That's so wild for me to think about, and some of you have been here that whole time, and that's just so crazy. So thank you for supporting me and for always being along for the journey. My Britton is being a big girl now, and it's hard to think because she is our last baby, that the baby's growing up. She's such a goofy girl, and I love hanging out with her because she always has something funny to say. She is so vocal, and I can't remember if the other two were this vocal at this young, but it feels like to me, because she's got sisters and they're talking a lot around her, that she picks up on it so much quicker. I had the big girls pick up the stuff that was on the floor in this little main area. All this Peppa Pig stuff was out. The deal is, if they want to blow up the bounce house, they got to pick up this room because this is where we'll blow it up. And we had it out the other day, and Britton was terrified of it, so terrified. But then by the end of it, Nick got her used to it. She was so excited. And then I noticed this tiny little hole in it, so I wanted to patch that up before we blow it up again. But she's been asking relentlessly to blow up the bounce house, even though she's kind of sick right now. She just keeps saying, like, bounce house? I bounce on bounce house? And I'm like, okay, girl. So I'm gonna help put away the rest of the stuff in this room. Britton was actually playing with some of the Barbies in here, so I'm gonna pick these up so that we can clear a space for the bounce house. I can patch it this week and get that blown up for my girl. And for the big girls, they have a great time on there. It's winter time right now, so we are doing all of the indoor energy activities if we can. My brother got the girls a little trampoline for Christmas, which has been a huge hit. The Little Tykes trampoline, it folds up and puts away, so it's really nice, and they get a lot of energy out on that thing. And then every once in a while we'll pull out the bounce house as well. I'm still cleaning along, and my Charlie girl is joining me to help put some things away and clean up in their room. She is such a great helper and such a great cleaner. We're gonna pop on some music and just power through their room, but I got a couple things in the mail from this company that makes lollipops. Let me look up what's called. I think it was bees something, but they sent over a couple lollipops and throat spray, which is probably going to be really good timing because, knock on wood, we have not been sick in this family since October. This week, like I said, Britton had a fever on 1.5 days of fever, no other symptoms, but I don't know what is going on that we're missing all of this crazy sickness. We were not sick over Christmas, which is the first time I think since we've had kids that has been the case. Super wild. I don't know. I don't want to curse it, but I don't know what's going on. So anyway, Charlie and I are picking up in her room. She's being a runner and taking the things back to the playroom that live in there. For the girls' room, we really like to keep it so there are no toys in here. They're not really distracted at night, and the focus is sleep. So we basically have clothes and sleep in this room. And then, of course, the mountain of stuffies that I just recently stuffed into that bean bag. That is the big hack in this room, and what made this room so much easier to clean up is that bean bag chair right there is just full of all the stuffies and the extra blankets. Completely unrelated topic, but I love the suggestions that you guys have had in the past, so I need some new show suggestions. Nick and I just finished watching Fool Me Once, and that was pretty good. I do have a heavy Manchester accent on my mind, and I'm trying not to do that for you right now, but I really like that show. And actually, we're kind of watching Suits. There's a couple of shows that we're just like kind of watching, and I really want a good binge show, if not for the both of us, then just for me, because I find that I do better throughout the day when I have a reward coming, which is like the reward of being able to sit down and watch that show. and I have nothing right now that I'm really looking forward to in terms of that. So I like a little of everything, but I've also seen a lot of things. So I will sort through your suggestions if you guys can leave those in the comments. This room is the last one that we tackled on Sunday, and now we're gonna turn our attention to across the hallway, which is the spare room, where it took me a full day to focus on decluttering and organizing that room. There were so many like things to go through here. We need to get stuff out of this room. I need to dump everything that we own and just, I've got a lot of clothes in here is mostly what this room is. This is our guest room slash it is also like a little bit of a storage room. We have 3 girls, which means we have a lot of clothing and we're passing things down all the time. We've got season changes here. So I just pulled out all of our summer, fall, summer, spring clothes for the girls. And I kind of just dumped it in here knowing I was going to organize it later. Well, it's later now and it's time to get into all this stuff. I also need to go through the next bin of things for Britton to pull out, and I need to relabel things. I think there's a lot of things in the closet that I'm ready to say bye to that I wasn't last time, now that I haven't touched them in a while. Usually my rule is if I haven't touched or used it in a year, I'm probably never going to use it, so I'm like ready to get rid of it. The problem I'm having is I'm not sure where to start. I want to start in the closet, but I feel like I need to go through the clothes first. Donate, keep, need to sort. One of the questions I get a lot on my reels is where do I take all these donations? There's a lot of great options near us. First off, if you're one of my friends that's having a baby, you're probably gonna get stuck with a box of things from me. So I brought a box over to my neighbor because she has a baby girl now. And then really it's just like proximity, because I find that I do better if I just get the things out that day. There is a local shelter that one of my friends told me about near us that takes clothes. So I took a bunch of things over to them for a drop off. They've got like a drop off bin there. And then another great suggestion is to look on Facebook in your community. I've got a mom's group on Facebook, so you can throw things up on there and people will give suggestions on where to take things. But also there's a lot of buy nothing groups near us, so I will pop things on there as well. And sorry about this footage right here. I didn't know it was blurry, but I love how the lighting keeps changing. It makes it look like I've been in this room for multiple days because the sun keeps going back and forth, but really I was here. I think in total it was 5 hours to finish this room. Okay, I am bringing this basket over here to Brit's room because these are the baskets that I put when she outgrows things, so that way her dresser is not getting clogged up with things that don't fit her. So I'm gonna empty all these in here so I can go through this stuff to donate. I don't think we need hardly anything that's in here. Nope. No. The reason that this room got put off for so long is because I knew I had so many boxes of girls' clothes that everyone has now grown out of, meaning that we needed to say goodbye to a lot of special memories, and that would be a lot of decisions on my part, which is where I find it's like the hardest to start a room because it's easy to get just so overwhelmed by those decisions. Luckily, I got myself into a momentum of decluttering spaces and I was finally able to take on this room. Since she's the last one, this is pretty much all getting donated. I want to make sure that there's nothing that I want to keep back for like a keepsake quilt or something. I'm taking all of the Christmas jammies that we have and turning those into like a Christmas blanket because all 3 of the girls have worn all of the Christmas jammies, so they have a lot more memories with them. So much to organize here. So I've got the donation pile that I'm sorting, but I'm also sorting things into little piles for friends, like things I know that they'll want. And then I'm going through the things that that don't fit Britton yet, because now I can look at it knowing her and knowing what I'll want to use for her and just seeing if, whoa, it's time to go pick Charlie up. Just narrowing her piles down so she's got a little bit more of a minimal wardrobe going forward. So I've gone through all the clothes. Everything left in the closet is mostly home decor items that I thought that I would keep and use. But now that I haven't used them and I still don't have a place for them, I want them out of my house. A lot of these things I went through when we had our garage sale last summer. And I didn't participate in the one this summer, but I'm wishing that I would have, because this closet would probably have been cleared out by now. But to do all this, I decided it was easier to take the doors off because the track is slightly broken and it's just frustrating. I wanted to give it a good vacuum as well. So I'm going to take everything off so that I can take everything out. And I was realizing the other day, one of the reasons that I'm able to declutter a lot easier, I think, is that usually with this kind of closet or space that I haven't touched in a while, I'm not going into this looking for like things to get rid of and things to declutter. I'm kind of going into it with the mindset of everything in here is leaving. Is there anything that I need to keep? Like, just because I will definitely need it. So I find that as a little bit easier way to look at declutters. So I am left with very few things in the end. I want to just have what we need to use. Basically, I haven't used anything in this closet in the last year, so pretty much all of it's going, except I know I need to keep these. These are bed bumpers for when Britton transitions into a toddler bed. Keep her in the middle. It's like a good in-between from crib to bed. So we're gonna keep these. Is a mess. All right, now that we have an empty closet, this is what we're saying goodbye to. So I'm gonna bag it all up and we are gonna donate. Box I brought upstairs thinking I would be able to fill it and this would fit all the clothes. Clearly very wrong, but another little tip, I saw someone on TikTok that does this thing that every time she gets a box delivered or a box enters her house, then she takes like a minute to walk around her house and fill that up with things that can leave the house. So if you're having a hard time taking on you have a whole space like this, maybe just something little like that would help. I severely underestimated how many things are in that closet. Okay, first load of things gone. I have about maybe 20 minutes before Emerson gets home, and I gotta go get her off the bus. Do we think that I can get all this cleaned up and put back in here and organized in that time? We'll see, then we'll call it a day in this room. So a little run through of what I have kept in this closet. I do feel like I've talked about clothes a lot, but what I've kept here is a 3T, 4T, 5T tote. So those are the ones that Britton does not fit yet, but she will. And I made sure that what I kept for her fits in those totes, and there's no more than that. So that will be like her wardrobe that she's got. as she grows into those sizes. Then I've got another tote down below that is the girls size, but for the next summer, like there are things that will fit them in the summer again. So then as Britton grows out of, like when I pull down the 3T, that means she's kind of out of the 2T, and I'll get rid of all the 2T things, and then I'll just kind of shuffle the totes along as she goes up in size. I actually have one Christmas box that I put back in this closet for the time being. Now as I'm recording this, it's gone and back in the basement, but at this time I had a few Christmas things that were around upstairs. So I'm putting the doors back on. That's what I've kept. I've got the couple things for Britton's bed. I've got my wedding dress in there, and then I've got my gift wrapping station that has all of my wrapping paper and anything for birthday presents, anything that comes up during the year. So this room is purely now a guest room. Since this video, I've actually gone through underneath the bed and all of the drawers. And if you want to watch that progress, that's over on TikTok and Instagram as well. I try to post most days over there. Right now, I'm wanting to focus a little bit more on the YouTube so that I have more YouTube videos for you guys here as well. So if you're not over on there, don't worry, you're not missing out totally. Surprisingly, I was able to get this room picked up and put back together right as Emmy was getting off the bus. And here is what this, I did a little quick clean on the Sunday of the mirrors in here, but here is what the room looks like now. Everything is decluttered. We're able to use it. We had guests come and stay over Christmas time, which was fantastic. And it just feels so much lighter knowing that this room is not full of junk. I hope you guys got a lot of motivation from this video though. If you are this far into it, you are a real one. So thanks for sticking around. And as always, happy cleaning.